Hello and welcome to United Views 12 Greats of Christmas. Today we're going to be discussing and celebrating a United legend, and that legend today is Cristiano Ronaldo. Now, before we talk more about Ronaldo, let's introduce you to today's panel. On the panel today we've got a lady who regularly features on the United View, Sarah. Thank you for coming on.
No problem. Happy to be here.
Thank you very much. And also on the panel, a guy who we usually have on quite a lot as well. He's got great opinions, so we can't wait to really get in about Ronaldo. Serge, thank you for coming on, mate.
Pleasure, mate. Looking forward to talking United and especially Cristiano.
Yeah, the great Ronny, of course. He signed for United from Sporting and became actually United's first ever Portuguese player. Apparently, I never knew that as fact. Well, yeah, it is fact. He joined United, and from that moment on, he lit up Old Trafford with some dazzling pieces of skill. And of course, United fans fell in love with this kid called Cristiano Ronaldo. And he went on, didn't he? Look at him now, playing for Madrid. We're all kind of proud of our Portuguese Mancunian Cristiano Ronaldo. For United, he made in total 292 appearances. He made 196 in the league, scoring 84 goals. But of course, more than the goals, we'll mainly remember Ronaldo for what he used to do out on the wing and for the player he used to be, for being our boy, really, Cristiano Ronaldo. And we'll start with our first memory, Sarah. It's not really a memory for us to dwell on. It's more to remember Ronaldo in his first few seasons. It did take him, a little bit of time to kind of get in his stride to really prove that he could be a United player, didn't it? It didn't kind of just come, did it? He joined United, did go straight into the team. He got the number 7 shirt, but Fergie used him more a little bit as a sub at first, didn't he?
He did, and I think with Ronaldo, I think he's the perfect example of the United mantra of bringing through young players. I mean, I remember Ronaldo on his debut, and I remember this cocky little 18-year-old kid from Portugal, with his all hairstyle, thinking he was like the big man and everything. But you knew he had that special talent in him, and it was exciting, and he could be frustrating as hell, but you knew he had it there. And it was, for me personally, like my dad got to see players like George Best, but I can honestly say that I loved watching Ronaldo turn from this cocky little kid to like the best player in the world. I think that was one of my best memories of being a United fan personally.
Yeah, Serge, is it sort of the same for you? I mean, we've watched Ronaldo grow up. We've been lucky enough to watch Ronaldo grow up as a footballer. For you, is it kind of a nostalgic moment to see what he's doing now?
Yeah, I mean, you could say that. Obviously, growing up, having the opportunity to watch someone like Cristiano Ronaldo is something that obviously our grandfathers would talk about when they're talking about the likes of George Best and other great footballers over the years. And for us, we just look back and we'll probably think, Ronaldo, what a player he was. Not the fat Ronaldo, because he was also good, but Cristiano, what a player he was. I'm not going to reminisce on him like he's dead or anything, but it's just a shame that I'm not doing the eulogy, but he's obviously a great player, and there's obviously many memories I have of Ronaldo, many great, many not so great, and I think when I look back, we lost, I think, the best ever player. Well, obviously in my lifetime, that I've been able to watch United, the best ever player that I'll ever get to watch, play for my club. And I can't be sad about it because I think I've just got to appreciate that I actually got the opportunity to see Ronaldo play for United.
Yeah, see him light up the wing as well. See him light him up the stadium. The stadium was always in anticipation of him doing something next. He's just one of those players, and he still is, of course. As you said, we're not singing his eulogy or writing his eulogy here at all. 2007-2008 season was a massive one for Ronaldo. He finished up as runner-up to Kaká in the Ballon d'Or. He also scored a career-high amount of goals that season. But most of all, it was the year that, of course, we grabbed the Champions League from Chelsea. Now, Sarah, watching the game, of course, it was great, wasn't it? I mean, it was a great game. Of course, Ronaldo scored the opening goal with that towering header. I mean, first of all, we all expected a big performance from him. More or less got it, didn't we, against Chelsea? However, the penalty miss in the shootout could have cost. What do you reckon was his emotion in that game?
It's a funny one really because he scored the goal, but it was written. You know, if you're looking at that game, it's written in the script for Ronaldo to score the penalty, and you're thinking, you know, he scored how many goals that season, and it's written in the script for him to go and score that penalty. I mean, my lasting memory of that day, I was really badly ill, so I was watching the Moscow final on my couch, wrapped up in my blanket, like, oh. But on that match, I was on the end of my seat. I was deadly ill, and oh my god. And I remember thinking, you know, Ronaldo's going to score this penalty, but he didn't. And I think, well, we all know what happened next. And yeah, that was certainly one hell of a game. But I imagine Ronaldo just suffered so many mixed emotions.
Yeah, and it must have been difficult.
I'm glad that we won. Well, obviously, glad we won the Champions League.
Yeah, in the end. It all happened in the end. Thanks God for that slip. Serge, we'll come over to you. I mean, we saw, obviously, watching the game, his emotion. As soon as he missed that penalty, tears were streaming from his eyes. But the boy, he had so much courage, didn't he? He didn't let that put him down. He still went on to have another great season at United afterwards. And even so, you know, after that game, he's still performing like a true professional. I mean, how do you reckon that would have affected him mentally? Do you reckon he's the sort of player or person to stand up to such an emotional moment, missing that penalty?
No, obviously I think, you know, Cristiano's an emotional guy, and I think anyone in that situation would feel the same. About obviously, you know, missing a penalty, but I think, you know, when he looks back, you know, in his happiest years, I think he'll look back at United, and you know, he'll look back at, you know, Moscow and what, you know, Sir Alex Ferguson made him. You know, in the end, you know, what Manchester United, you know, they made Cristiano Ronaldo. They made the Cristiano Ronaldo, should I say? And you know, the way you'll see him now, you know, any kind of pressure or whatever, he'll take it into his stride. And you know, I kind of, you know, I look back and I think, you know, look back at games and you just think, I think the game, you know, I think this game might get a bit too, you know, too much for Ronaldo. I think he'll go quiet or whatever. You know, you've seen as he's gone to Madrid, the bigger the game, the more, you know, the better he plays, and you know, the more goals he seems to score.
Yeah. And he always popped up with something. He always had an answer, didn't he? I mean, actually, talking about Sir Alex Ferguson there, funny enough, I've got a quote in front of me. He said, of course, he's been my father in sport, one of the most important factors and most influential person in my career. Ronaldo just loved the club in the end, and he loved Sir Alex Ferguson, who'd done everything for him. But, of course, there was a moment where he had to leave. Well, didn't have to, but he chose to. The 11th of June, it kind of broke, didn't it, that Ronaldo had expressed once again his desire to leave the club, of course, with Madrid tapping him up and wanting him to join. Sarah, do you reckon, with all the controversy of the season before, did we as United fans just kind of admit to ourselves, yeah, Ronaldo's going to leave here, Ronaldo's going to go?
Yeah, I mean, I thought he was going to leave after Moscow personally, but I mean, the fact that we kept him for another season was great. You know, another Premier League ace. You know, I think we did well to keep him for another season, and he seemed to respect Fergie's wishes to want to keep him for another season. I mean, Madrid was his dream club. You know, looking back, I didn't want him to leave. Nobody wanted him to leave. Let's put it that way. But you know, he wanted to follow his dream, and to be fair, he deserved after everything he's done for the club. He deserved us to grant him that wish in that sense.
Yeah, that is true. And so, to be fair, you know, £80 million at the time, he was the most expensive footballer in history. If there is a price tag which is worthy, would you say £80 million for Cristiano Ronaldo at the time? Was that a worthy price tag?
Is there a, yeah? How would you value a player? I think that's a better way of putting it. How do you value a player? A player's only worth as much as you think he's worth.
Well, I'll tell you what, then, Serge. Instead, talk us through Ronaldo's attributes. And what would you value in terms of him?
Pure pace. He's got pure pace, power, strength, ability to shoot from outside the box, skill. He's a complete winger and also a complete striker as well. Seems to have everything. He could play anywhere and play well. Ronaldo was just some player. Yeah, it's hard to put into words. Just what a vital and what a central point of a focus point he was at Man United. I'm not saying he became Man United because obviously no one is bigger than the club. But as close to getting, to Mr. Man United, and for me anyway, it's got to be Ronaldo. He is just someone that you look up to, and you just think, wow, what a player he was. Some of the moments, you look back, at Porto away when he scored that goal.
Oh yes.
From like 50, 60 yards out. It was vile. It was disgusting.
And you've got to say, by the way, it says a lot, doesn't it, that a player, our boy Cristiano Ronaldo, is the only player to ever have won the 7 biggest club trophies and personal trophies twice with 2 different clubs. Done the Ballon d'Or, the Club Cup, the Champions League, all the big personal honours and the big club trophies as well. Done them all at United, and this season now he's just completed them all at Madrid. He's just, for me, undoubtedly the best player of my generation, undoubtedly at the moment the best player in the world, Cristiano Ronaldo, and he was our boy. And the panel, it's over to you, Sarah. We'll come to you first. What's your favourite Cristiano Ronaldo goals and your memories?
Well, I'm going to echo what Serge just said. I mean, when I think of Ronaldo goals, I always think of that one against Porto, because I just think, how the hell did you hit it from there? I mean, it was just insane. I mean, he scored some hella goals, but I loved his headers. I just loved all his headers for some reason. I just think he scored some real crackers. I mean, you got to think of Moscow, haven't you, when he scored that goal? But I think he did more than just one particular game. I mean, that season where he scored like all them goals, all 7 to 8, he was just something else. I mean, every week, I mean, you look forward to watching United as a supporter, but you have that feeling of what's Ronaldo going to do this week. I mean, if you're the opposition, imagine thinking, you're a centre half and you're thinking, shit, Ronaldo, I'm playing against Ronaldo this week. It puts the fear of God into you, which, allowed the brilliant Tevez, even though they were highly rated, to court and score other goals. So it wasn't just Ronaldo scoring the goals, if you get me. So.
Yeah. However, he was a great player on his own, wasn't he? Serge, what's your favourite Ronaldo goals and memories?
Well, I look back to many of them. You look at the one at Porto. I don't know. I'm looking up to the sky like he's dead. But yeah, I look back. The one against Portsmouth, the free kick against Portsmouth, the free kick against Lisbon, the free kick against Arsenal in the Champions League. There's so many of them. The goal against Porto. I can go on and on and on and on and on. The header against is it Chelsea in the final?
Yeah, yeah. And I've got to say as well, personally, he scored his first goal for United against Portsmouth. It was back 2003 from a free kick out on the left-hand side. It's my first ever game at Old Trafford. Ronaldo scored that as his first ever goal, which was just incredible. So for me, it holds a personal memory too. We've all got Ronaldo memories. If you've got one at home, tweet it to us at the United View or comment in the comment box. Right, it's time for our Cristiano Ronaldo quiz. If you've got pen and a paper, make sure you jot down the answers. If not, use your mobile phone, maybe the Notes app. Don't cheat though or anything like that. What we'll do, we'll run through the questions, and then what we'll do is we'll come back to you guys afterwards, the panel, for your answers. Right, let's start then, shall we, with question number 1 in our Ronaldo quiz. We're playing for pride. Jot down the answers first and we'll come back obviously to the answers afterwards. Question number 1. By the age of 22, Ronaldo had received Ballon d'Or and FIFA World Player of the Year nominations. But in what year was that? So, the age of 22, Ronaldo received both Ballon d'Or and FIFA World Player of the Year nominations, but he did not win. What year was that he received 2 nominations for both of those and did not win? That's question number 1. Question number 2. In 2004, Ronaldo signed for United for 12.2 million, but from which club? In 2004, Ronaldo signed for United for 12.2 million, but from which club? It's been mentioned in this video. You should know it. Question number 3. Who did Ronaldo make his debut against? Question number 3. Who did Ronaldo make his debut against? Ooh, can you remember back then? What do you reckon? Question number 3. Who did Ronaldo make his debut against? Let's move on to question number 4. What shirt number did Ronaldo request when he joined the club? Is it A, number 7, B, 27, or C, 28? So, multiple choice. What shirt number did Ronaldo request when he joined the club? Was it A, number 7, B, 27, or C, 28? And finally, in our Ronaldo pub quiz, who did Ronaldo score his first hat-trick against? Question number 5. Who did Ronaldo score his first hat-trick against? Oh, there's a couple of sour-looking faces. There we go. Right, so we'll take it in turns to come back to you two. Doesn't matter if you haven't jotted down an answer. We'll just come and we'll let you freelance it and see how you've got on with it.
Are we got to answer all these?
Yeah, you've got to answer one of them at least.
Oh, damn.
Ronaldo quiz, good luck with it.
I'm not for my revision, sir.
You don't need to do any revision. Don't be silly.
I'm a Man United fan. I'm not on Man United. I'm not on the... What's that program where you have to, a topic off by heart? Mastermind of Ronaldo. I didn't claim to be that. I just came to like watching Ronaldo.
Well, we'll see how you get on anyway. Let's start with question number 1, Sarah. We'll come to you first. By the age of 22, Ronaldo received nominations for both the Ballon d'Or and FIFA World Player of the Year, but did not win. Which year was this in?
I'm going to take a guess because I'm not 100% sure, but was it the 2006-2007 season?
Serge, what do you reckon?
Not a clue.
Not a clue. Don't have a guess.
I'll go with 2008.
Well, he won both the awards in 2008, but was nominated and did not win in 2007 for the 06-07 season. So, yep, Sarah, we'll give you a point for that one. 1-0 so far. There we go. Serge is looking down like, oh, yeah, cheers for this, Ben. You really stitched me up. Let's move on. Let's move on to question number 2. In 2004, Ronaldo signed for United, but from which club? Serge.
Sporting Lisbon.
There we go. Well done. Sarah, did you get Sporting?
I did.
There we go. That's,
no, she said Benfica, liar.
No, robbery already. Let's move on to question number 3. Who did Ronaldo make his debut against? Sarah?
Bolton.
Serge? You having a guess? Serge? You can have a guess?
Sorry?
In what game did he make his debut against? You can have a guess?
I'll go with Bolton.
You're going to go with Bolton? Yeah, both correct. That's 3-2. There we go. There's a little
competitive now.
I like it. Question number 4. What shirt number did Ronaldo request when he joined the club? Was it A7, B27 or C28? Serge, what did you go for?
7.
What did you say, Sarah?
I had this story in my head that Ronaldo requested another number, but Fergie told him that he was going to get the number 7. I mean, I've gone for 27, but I'm not 100% sure.
When he joined the club, he actually requested number 28, but Sir Alex Ferguson said, no, I want you to be our new number 7. So there we go. It was number 28. No points there. And let's move on to question number 5. Who did Ronaldo score his first hat-trick against? How about you, Sarah? What do you reckon?
I vaguely remember him having a very good record against Newcastle. So I'm not 100% sure again, but I'm going to guess the Geordies.
What do you reckon, Serge?
I will go for... who did Ronaldo score his first hat-trick? I'm pretty sure. Who was it that we played? Who the fuck did we play? Ooh, sorry, not my language.
Oh, that's not good. We're sorry about that.
Sorry.
That's a thinking face there from Serge. He's looking with intent.
Who did he... I seem to remember. It was...
Oh, you're running out of time here.
Who did he score? I remember it was a 6-0. I don't know who we played though.
It was, in fact, Newcastle. Well done, Sarah. It was
What's the
Newcastle.
score?
I don't know what the score was, but I know it's 2008.
Wasn't it that game where Tevez scored as well, but he got like his kid's dummy out or something? I'm sure it was that. So, something about that game.
I'm sure it was Newcastle and it was 6-0 of some sort.
It was
It
6-0.
was at Old Trafford, weren't it?
It was 6-0, yeah, she was spot on. King of,
Do I not
yeah,
get half
it
a
was.
point?
And, yeah, it was Tevez who scored that goal as well. Yeah, do you know what, Serge? We give you half a point.
Cheers, bud.
Well done. Thank you very much. Sarah, so sorry. Thank you for joining us for Ronaldo 12 Greats Christmas special. It was bonkers, but you know what? Ronaldo was a bonkers player. He could dance around you, he could run past you, and he could score a cracking goal. And he's definitely deserved on our 12 Greats list. Make sure you join us on Twitter at UnitedView for our Ronaldo Day. Once again, thank you, Serge. Thank you, Sarah. And thank you for watching. Till tomorrow. Goodbye.